Hi there, I'm Graham.
I'm Tanner.
We are Crystal Street Comics, and welcome to Thoughts from Crystal Street. Now, if you're actually a fan of ours and you're crafty, you might notice that if you're subscribed to our YouTube channel, this is up really early, like a week early. That's because we're filming 2 episodes because I'm going to be out of town next week. But if you're not subscribed to the YouTube channel, you won't know that till we post it later.
So reverse spoiler alert.
Reverse spoiler alert. All right, so for this episode, we thought we would talk a little bit about Crystal Street Comics and one aspect of what we do, or I guess what we've used in the past and in the current runs as well, is other characters. For the most part, the strips tend to be me and Tannen, on the couches, at the computers, in various other funny situations. But it tends to just be me and Tannen, but from time to time we have had other characters.
Yeah, when it started out, because when I drew up our original, it's like, here's what we're going to look like. Here's Tannen, here's Graham. There was Daniel, which has been in 2 of last year's run. I don't know if he's shown up at all this year.
No, I don't. Zan, I think, is the only guest character. No,
Blair.
Blair
Blair's
just made a guest for this year.
Yeah, so I would say a lot of our early characters, like let's see, Dave, Daniel, Evan, Satan. Jesus pops in every now and then when we do things that we find sacrilegious.
Yeah, Jesus and God are there to scold us. Denver.
Denver. It's like, now I would say a lot of our characters early on were characters because we were still trying to flesh out what we wanted to be.
Right.
So it was, we don't have, it's like, it wasn't necessarily this is going to be comic related, movie related. It's
right.
Like, here's just here I'm going to make this friend of ours, he's going to be a gun runner.
Yeah.
Which has helped because it allows, because the lightsabers still pop up. They're
right.
on the background of our website.
Yeah.
That's from Denver.
Yeah. In fact, the DVD player, if you notice, at the bottom of the strip, the little interactive menu is Denko.
Yeah. That
DVD.
says Denko on it.
So Denver, even though he hasn't been in a strip since the first run, he constantly is just kind of I liked the Denver character early on just as the weapon supplier. I thought it was a neat thing, and then just later on it was just quite simply like, oh, hey, I have the hell box. I didn't need to go waste a panel Denver giving me the hell box. I have the hell box.
Yeah.
So that character got just kind of phased out. The Evan character, I just remember when I stopped thinking the Evan character was funny.
Yeah, I mean, because we were always just using him as a whipping boy.
Yeah.
And again, it was a lot of these. I'm glad we got rid of them because too many of them were inside jokes.
Yeah.
I mean, the Daniel character always had a predator cannon, and that was just because the Daniel we know used to do that, the clicking that the predator did.
Yeah.
So it's like, yeah, well, I'm going to draw him up and give him a predator cannon, and then I finally, in 2012, explained how he got the predator cannon. But that might have been close to the last one that he's been.
Well, there's the Earth Day with Daniel.
Earth Day was fantastic.
Earth Day. And that's, every now and again I'll write Daniel in where it makes sense, where Daniel fits into strips where it's so evil I can't put it all on Tannen. It takes that point where, man, this is going to be really, really aggressively evil. I need to counterbalance it, at least split the evil between 2 people. Because otherwise Tannen's just, a sociopath, which is only mostly true.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm a good guy. It's like, same with, it's like, I would say, like Blair was in this recent one, or a couple ago. It's like, they do still get written in as needed, but they were major characters.
Yeah.
I would say that the colored penciled runs were...
especially Daniel. Daniel could have almost been the third character of Crystal Street.
Yeah.
And the Evan, if you haven't gone back and read, I used him whenever I needed to kill something that didn't have to be one of the main characters.
Right.
So it's like, hey, I want to use these Iron Man boots and slam someone into the ceiling. That's an Evan comic. Eventually that just became tiresome. It was the same kind of joke over and over again. So I did the what was that? Yet last year or year before when I wrote him out and sold him off to the Predators.
Yeah, yeah, and it kind of came the same way that South Park got rid of Killing Kenny.
Yeah.
It's the jokes are only funny for so long, and then you're just kicking a dead horse.
I like how they do it now on South Park. They every now and again he'll die.
Right.
It's just hey, we killed him on this episode.
Yeah.
But no, it's funny just the way that happened kind of organically. It eventually just became we don't really need this character anymore.
Yeah, I would say it's definitely when we started writing things like here's some of them that take place entirely in the marketing office of Fox.
Right.
It's like none of us are even in that. When we started going more towards the popular culture commentary,
right.
That's really, I would say, when just you and I in front of a computer on our chairs,
right.
or maybe the video game industry shows up.
Right.
But that's still just us as the characters.
Right.
It became more the commentary that we're trying to be, as opposed to
a sitcom. A sitcom and a comic strip.
Right. Yeah, because then you have to. I would say it's good that we got rid of characters when we did, because then I don't want to say, I haven't seen Denver in a while.
Right.
It's like, you haven't seen him for 3 years. Cause...
Yeah, and I mean, we do still occasionally. I mean, you've got. The females have always been a revolving door for us.
Yeah.
Because let's see here. Amanda had a strip.
Amanda had
2, 1. She was in the comeback strip, so I think I guess you got to call it 2.
1/2.
Yeah. And then we had Jen had a few. Of all the female characters, I think that Jen had the most character development of all of them, because she was our conscience voice that was supposed to be there.
Yeah.
She was actually mortified by the stuff that we did. So that was kind of a fun use of that character. But again, it only, I think, 2 strips.
Yeah,
maybe.
There was the first one, Tuesdays.
Yeah. And then did we do the Road Rage one?
No, didn't do that, but we did Lou Ferrigno.
Oh yeah.
You go to a movie.
Oh, that's right. And Lou Ferrigno, and then
Lou Ferrigno.
Oh, and she gave Evan his one revenge strip.
So,
but again, it just became this is going to be cool, and then it faded, and so Ashley had a brief run, like 2 or 3 strips. Zan's probably the longest running of the female characters, and she is our Meg. For lack of a better purpose. And then Stephanie is kind of the new female character, and she's just been in 2.
Yeah, and right now she's still playing the really ignorant role.
Yeah.
And I'm not entirely sure what to take from all this.
Yeah, so...
But again, it's like we write them in. It's like generally, like Zan has been written in. It's like when we go to Vegas. So it's just kind of an inner commentary of what we are actually doing. And we're just going to throw... It's like the last one with Blair and I and the Impala. It's like, we're on this trip. Let's write in actually what's going on here.
Yeah.
But for the most part, characters are... They're no longer required like we thought they once were.
Yeah. It was... Early on, I really did truly think we were going to kind of need this cavalcade of characters, and, they'd all get... At some point, they'd get their own strips, and they'd... And it didn't work out that way. And a large part of it is, and maybe it's laziness on me as a writer, is I have trouble writing the other characters. I understand the Graham character, and I understand the Tannen character. The others, I have trouble writing as little more than props.
Right, yeah. And really, that's, I would say, the best reason why we got rid of them, because Denver was there if we needed a new weapon.
Yeah.
Daniel is there and still kind of there if we really need to fall off the wagon when it comes to sadistic shit.
Right.
And it's like Blair's still there if it's relevant for the story. It's like killing Kaepernick.
Yeah, it tends to be sports. If I'm doing a sports joke, I might bring Blair in just because Blair is our sports friend.
Yeah. So
it kind of makes sense that Blair shows up there. When I'm doing a video game thing, that's where you might see a Steph strip, and again, when you go on your trips, generally there's things going on that it makes sense for Zan to be there. So, but they are ancillary. They are really just there to maybe make the butt of the joke, essentially.
Yeah. Now, I'd say the one character that we'll see again, without any reason whatsoever, is Simon. Which I'm okay with not doing strips with Simon, but he can be sleeping on the couch behind us. He killed a bell rock.
He killed the bell rock. I'm still sorry I made you do that strip. That did not turn out nearly as funny as I thought it was going to be in my head.
that was easily going to be the best and hopefully the best example of me just stealing images, because I wasn't going to draw a damn bell rock.
Yeah. I still like having Simon show up just every now and again, steal a bunny rabbit's head or whatever Simon needs to do. But Simon's cute. He gets a pass.
But yeah, that's pretty much it for the characters. I mean, just understand that they're there if we need them, but they're not really characters.
This is Game of Thrones. Don't get attached to the characters unless it's me and Tannen.
Yeah.
I have a feeling we'll make it to the end of the run, but I would not get too attached to any other characters that you ever see in a strip, just because.
So I'd say just as I don't know if this kind of reference works, in Seinfeld, all of our characters are essentially the dentist, that Breaking Bad, Bryan Cranston. Oh, yeah. Bryan Cranston, the anti-dentite. He was maybe in 3 episodes.
Yeah.
But he was a good enough character that they used him more than once. Those are our characters.
Yeah.
They're not so bad that we're never going to use them again, but don't expect them.
Yeah, don't say, man, I wish this person was in this strip. Yeah, they're probably not going to be there.
Yeah.
Because we're dicks like that.
Uh-huh.
So, that's it for this hidden mystery episode of Thoughts from Crystal Street. I'm Grant.
And I'm Tana.
And we'll see you next time.